Well, thank you for joining. Thank you for staying late. I bet you're all tired from this long day, but really appreciate it. After this session, you're going to have your coffee and wake up. In the meantime, if somebody falls asleep, please wake them up. So like mentioned, I came from Tel Aviv, from Israel, so I know Uri and I met Shai, so it was a real pleasure as well. This session is really about Google and Elastic partnership, and the goal is to share how together we do data modernization, innovative solution, and maybe we cannot resolve any business or technical challenge, but we will show you how we resolve some of those challenges that you may have later on. So, Oren Lulay again, I'm the EMEA partner manager for Elastic. So if you have any question about the partnership, please feel free to stop by in the booth and ask me later on. I'm also a Google Cloud architect, so I have some kind of technical knowledge as well, but I'm not going to go deep into the technical aspects. We have two of my colleagues, Pedro and Delfan, who are going to talk about the integrations with the Elastic between Google and Elastic, and Pedro are going to talk about real use cases for telco and retail industries. Again, stop by and ask us any questions if you want afterwards. So, quick agenda. I'll start with the partnership, a little very quick overview of why GCP, and then why GCP plus Elastic to be followed, all the integration, use cases, and a recap. So, I'm sure whether you're Amazon, Azure, Google Cloud user, Android, Apple, you've all been using those solutions one way or another. I don't know if you know, but Google is the only company in the world that has 10 products that has over 1 billion users each, and overall 15 billion users. So what we did for the past, and the only reason we were able to achieve those scales that you've been used to from Gmail, photos, and so on, is by developing our own solutions that are now exposed through the Google Clouds to the enterprise. So up until now, it was used only for the B2C, for the consumers, for the Gmail and others, contributing to the open source community, data community, and now it's available for all of you to consume it through Google Cloud. So I'm going to go now service by service. Not really, I'm kidding. I'm showing you the slide just to show you that we now have hundreds of services, like our competition, of course, and thousands of users are using this, thousands of customers using those solutions on every day. But the reason I'm showing you all of that is not to say how great Google Cloud is. I truly believe they are, but not the reason. The reason I'm showing it that despite all this power, all this technology, all this innovation solution, we still rely a lot on our partners. And one of our top partners is Elastic, and that's the reason we are here today. What I mean by that is no matter how great we are, no matter how great coverage we have, all of you are here Elastic users. That's why you're here. And you like this technology. You want to keep using this technology. So we want to make sure that you use this technology on Google and not on the other cloud vendors, if possible, right? Therefore, the partnership, and we realize you invested a lot in technology, training, hiring people for the last maybe decade using Elastic, and we want to make sure you keep using it and get the best experience through integration with our solutions. So let's talk about this partnership. Why is it so special for us and for Elastic? It starts all the way from the CEO, and until like 6 months ago, it was Shai picture at the bottom, but now, as he mentioned, he's the CTO and Ash is the CEO. But it starts all the way from Thomas Kurian, our CEO, and Elastic CEO, and it goes to the product teams that constantly work on integration of the solution to make sure it's a seamless experience for you. And then all the way to the field engineer who are here. We have the SAs from Elastic, we have the SAs from Google, and we talk to each other, we work with each other to find a solution that will meet your needs. And then, last but not least, 2 years in a row, Partner of the Year across data management. So really, I want you to, whenever you think of Elastic, I would like that you think of Google Cloud. Whenever you think of Google Cloud, I would like you to think of Elastic, because this partnership is really from top to bottom. So we have about, I would say, 2,500 customers globally. This partnership started in 2017, so we've been doing business for a while now. And this is just a set of examples to demonstrate that we can cover any technology pretty much, but we also have joint solutions across industries. So we have the experience with automotive, retail, telco, and you'll hear about some of those later on today. Why Elastic and GCP is so special and unique for you if you're considering Elastic on any of the hyperscaler. I'll start by, both companies again. We have the experience. We have the experience working with thousands of customers. Then we both started kind of from open source. We both contribute to the community. We both focus on data innovation. So we understand each other, like I said, from top to bottom. We also have exclusive product integration from the CLI, command line interface, all the way to the data stacks that Delfin is going to present shortly. Both companies focus a lot on security. Google could not survive without being focused on security for the consumer. I'm not even talking about Google Cloud. So we took all our expertise from the consumer, from your Gmail protection, and implemented it on the Google Cloud. So both companies focus on data and security. And last but not least, we both want to deliver real-time results because we both of us have the focus on fast analytics and security. So where can you find Elastic on Google, right? If you are Google customers, great. If not, you should be, trust me. But you go to the Google console, and from there you can find Elastic in two different places. Either you go to the marketplace and search Elastic, and you'll find it, or it's one of the only solutions that is actually embedded in our drop-down menu. So feel free to look at it, pin it next to your favorite database or data analytics solution, so it's easy for you to consume it in the future. If you are a Google customer, okay, and you have a commitment or you're like kind of an EDP agreement with Google, then obviously any consumption of the marketplace of Elastic going to go against your commitment. So whenever you do a commitment, keep in mind all the workload of Elastic and combine it to maybe potentially a larger deal, potentially better rates for you guys. Then it's an easy procurement that you able to see through the Google console and the Elastic console. You'll be able to see the monitoring, single line bill with your other bill records from Google. So if you use BigQuery, and you'll see Elastic right next to it on a monthly basis based on the consumption. Obviously, you can get your pay-as-you-go, or you can discuss with Elastic and get a private offer for the best offer you can get. And again, take care of exclusive integration that Delphin is going to cover in a second. So with that, this was just a quick overview. I know most of you are technical people, but now I'm going to invite Delphin, my colleague, to talk about the integration. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Oren. Really, in this presentation, I want to present to you how Google Cloud and Elastic comes together to create more value for our joint customers. And really, when you look at Google Cloud, we've been using data and AI over the last 20 years to solve the most important challenges. So what we did was to create innovation, and what we are doing now is we are bringing those innovations that has created the Google that Oren has just presented you to the community. And we are doing this in two ways. So in this graphic, you can see we are donating the technology we have built to the community as open source. This is on one hand. So everyone can consume Google Cloud innovation. And what you see at the top are the different, very popular open source solutions that has been built based on paper that Google has delivered. We are not stopping there. So we are also taking those solutions that has been donated to the open source, and we are building managed services. And those managed services are being offered to the enterprise that want to digital transform themselves, that wants to be data-driven, AI-powered companies. And some of the examples you can see, for example, when we delivered the paper on MapReduce, it has been the foundation of Hadoop, right? And this has been implemented as a managed Hadoop, as a service that you know as Dataproc or Dataflow, right? This is just an example. Just to give another example, Dremel has been implemented as an open source as Apache Drill, and has been the foundation of BigQuery that most of the customers loves. I don't even mention, the paper that we did around machine learning that has been the foundation of the TensorFlow, and we are still one of the most important contributors into the machine learning, and has been the foundation of the managed AI platform that we are delivering as Vertex AI that some of you are using. So what we are really doing, we are focused on delivering the services that has made the success of Google. We are delivering this to the community as open source services, but also as managed services, so that our partners, you and our customers, you can really focus on creating more values, right? We are really all in, and that's why we have been a strong partnership with Elastic. Now, putting everything together, we have built a platform built for everyone. So in this room, who are data engineer? Raise your hands. Data analyst, raise your hands. So as you can see, many of you, in every day in your job, either you are a data engineer, either you are a machine learning engineer, either you are a developer, analyst, even if you are a user, we have built a platform that provides you everything you need to help your customers and your partner to create more value from data, basically leveraging the end-to-end data platform. And this end-to-end data platform, you can have all the toolset and services that you need. Either it is about collecting data with PubSub, with DataStream. Either it is about processing data, right, with Dataflow, with Dataproc. Or it's about storing data. And as you can see, Elastic is a first-class citizen as a search database within Google Cloud Data Platform, right? And I'll come back to this. Either you want to activate insights from your data with machine learning, I'm going to speak about it a little bit, or you want to use a BI services, you are all covered. As I mentioned, Elastic is a first-class citizen within the Google Cloud Data Architecture, which is a limitless, serverless architecture, and it comes with several integrations. So everything you see highlighted here in orange, it's all the integration we have, either from ingestion, either from storing, either from deriving insights. Elastic's fully integrated, and I'm going to explain to you in the next slides why this is important and why this makes sense. So I'm going to try to explain to you how Google Cloud, together with Elastic, we create more value for our partners and the customers on all the three different pillars of Elastic, which are observability, security, and search. Let me start with observability and security. Think about developer in this audience, if you are a developer, if you are an SRE. We have made it simple for you to be able to use Elastic for your observability use cases because you are able to ship all your data from Google Cloud services. Those services may be Google Cloud Monitoring, Google Cloud Storage, Google Cloud Tracing, Logging, Error Reporting. All those equipments, all the logs and metrics can be shipped through Dataflow and can be ingested within Elastic. And therefore, you can really get the benefits of those fuzzy search, or those analytics, can get benefits of Kibana, right? So if you are a developer, you want to troubleshoot your infrastructure or your application, right? So this is really about observability. And we don't stop there. If you are a security analyst, you are using Google Cloud. I think the previous presentation has shown how much Elastic has invested into security of the cloud. You might even be a multi-cloud customer or partner. So you are able to collect logs from different Google Cloud services. Either you are using different services like Security Command Center, your network, your firewall. All those events can be collected and can be ingested within Elastic. So you can do things like threat detection, anomaly detection, right? All the different workload anomaly detection that have been just presented can be fully integrated. And you might even have this multi-cloud or hybrid cloud, right? Where you are using Elastic in a multi-cloud or hybrid cloud environment. This is all about what we are doing. And the beauty of this is that with Dataflow, we've been working with Elastic. We made it agentless. You don't have to deploy a VM in your compute environment to be able to install some agents and to be able to ship data. It's just simple, it's scale, it's fully managed, right? So this is really what an SRE or a developer can do with Elastic together with GCP. This is number one. Number two, this is about data warehousing, right? Many organizations are struggling to get insights to create value from data. right? And many of the customers has a lot of data within Elastic. So think about you are a data analyst. You are a data engineer. What you want is to be able to derive insights on all those big data that you have been collecting from the different applications, and to be able to actionate this data. And this could be for any industry. Is it financial industry? Is it about fraud detection? Is it about improving customer experience? Is it about product recommendation? Is it about logistics improving? Is it about whatever industry you are? You want to be able to take all this data that you have been collecting for years, for months, for years, and create insights. This is what you can do. And actually, you can do this by you leveraging Dataflow or Logstash. And this is, again, templates created. You don't have to configure anything within the cloud, right? So what you can do, you can push all this data into BigQuery. And what can you do with BigQuery? BigQuery, as you know, is a managed data warehouse, one of the most popular and used data warehouse today. It's super fast, super easy to use, and can scan billions of rows of data in seconds. It has a very strong integrations with different solutions from Google Cloud, also from third party, and it can help you basically collect the data you take from Elastic, and you can merge this data with different data sources and create more insights. We don't stop there. You can take that data and you can use BigQuery machine learning, which is basically running machine learning using SQL queries. Very simple for those who have done that. And you can create a model or import that model within Vertex AI and run much more insights that you can then leverage as a next step. This is how a customer who uses Elastic and who does analytics can create more values. And this is something that is unmatched as we speak today, right? This is creating more value for your customers. Now, this is step 3. So you have collected those data, you have shipped this data to BigQuery, you have created more value, and you have machine learning. And those data has been enriched with other data sources. What can you do next? This data, you can bring it back to Elastic. Think about you are serving users, applications, or different systems with some data that you have collected, and those data may be coming from different data sources, and think like you are applying analytics through Kibana. You are performing different searches, and this data can be consolidated with different data coming from other sources, and then you can really get the benefits, get the advantage of the speed layer of Elasticsearch, right? Think about Elasticsearch is really your analytics for your live data, and Google Cloud Data Cloud analytics for your big data, right? You can see how this comes together. We don't stop there. If you are, I think most of us, we spend time looking for documents, right? And actually, everything we do, right? We need document, we need informations. So actually, I was reading some studies which was saying that actually we spend more time searching for data. I think everyone in this room can recognize himself. So you will go, you search in your drive. Where did I get the document? Okay, you go on Gmail. You want to find it. You go on different sources. If you use Slack, you use whatever, right? And we spend time searching for documents. You can spend 15 minutes looking for documents. Your boss asks you, I need this report. I know I received this somewhere. Where is it, right? This is what I'm speaking to. It's something everyone in this audience will recognize himself sometime, right? So, how Elastic helps together with Google Cloud? Google Cloud has been adopted by many enterprises as their workspace or solution. So Google Cloud comes with integration. So Elasticsearch Enterprise comes with integration with Google Cloud Workspace. So you have integration with Google Drive, for some of you who use Gmail for the enterprise workspace. It comes with integration with Google Drive, Gmail, and also it has integration with other data sources. It could be Box, whatever, OneDrive, whatever things you have, whatever data source you have. It has very custom API that helps you to integrate with almost anything. So think about now, take the same situation that I just explained. Think about if you had a single pane of glass where you can just type one fuzzy search and you can search across all your data sets. Think about it. Think about how much time you would be saving. That's how we work when Elastic and Google Cloud comes together to provide differentiated search experience. And what we are providing, really, it is about satisfaction. It is about engagement. It is about productivity, right? It is about making better decisions. How much wrong decision we make just because we don't have the right data set, or we don't find the right document, so finally we finish, okay, I will do whatever you have, right? So this is the value, and to finish, before I hand over to Pedro to explain to you with customer real-life example how we did this. Wherever you are, whatever your situation, are you migrating from on-prem Elastic to the cloud? Are you migrating from open source to self-managed services? Are you trying to consolidate and modernize, and you have many data sets that you are struggling to catch? You are struggling to get insights from your data, right? Are you trying to innovate, to create insights, to be a data-driven, AI-powered company? This is where Google Cloud and Elastic comes together to make this possible. So I hand over to you, Pedro, to explain to you how this becomes real with real-life example.
Hello? Hello? Thanks, Delphin. Delphin, thanks for explaining. So Delphin just explained how we integrate well with Elastic. I'll talk about 2 use cases I've been working on. My name is Pedro. I work in Google, and I work with our biggest customers to implement Elasticsearch with our Google stack. And the first use case I'm going to explain is going to be a luxury and beauty product brand. So this is a brand that sells perfumes, sells clothes and bags, and they're one of the biggest in EMEA. And the challenge is, first, they didn't understand well how well they're represented across digital channels. For example, they sell across lots of retailers. They don't know if their product is on stock on Harrods, if their product is out of stock on Macy's. So one of the challenges they have is understanding what are the retail channels and what are the prices retailers are charging, if they're out of stock or not. And I'll explain a bit how Elasticsearch helps solve this problem. So the challenge here, because they sell so many products across so many brands and lots of retailers, the problem was they have thousands of products to match. So if you think about perfumes, perfume will have a price, will have a type of people they want to attract, clothes will have colors. So each product will have a set of attributes. So their challenge is to understand what are the competitors for those products they're selling. So the architecture I designed with the customer was, first, we're going to crawl all the websites, for example, crawl Harrods, Selfridges. We pull all the products they have on stock, all the products they have out of stock. We combine all of those products into a Bigtable product database. If you don't know about Bigtable, it's an excellent product to create this, what we call product database, because you can index everything. And then we extract those products into a graph database, and we use the Elasticsearch to match. So we take all the attributes. If, for example, clothes, you'll have a dress, and the dress will be red, and you'll have a price tag on it, and we want to compare with all the other red dresses. And that's your competitors. Once you have all the competitors using Elasticsearch to do the matching, then we push all of that results to BigQuery. And then, of course, we can visualize it in Looker or Tableau. In that case, they were using both. And what this allowed the customer to do, allow the customer to monitor KPIs such as share of shelf. Now they can understand from a retailer how many products are out of stock, how many products they have on shelf, where's the shelf. Okay, one key one is when you log in into a website, if your product appears first, that's the best way to sell it. If your product appears on page 24, then you know you're not going to sell much. So share of shelf is where does your product sit on the shelf. So because they're crawling that, they can understand exactly where the products sit on the retailers. A big improvement is they used to do this on-prem. It used to take hours and hours. Now they can do it in minutes and seconds. It means they can analyze every single retailer every day. So what does this allow the business to do is when they detect lots of products out of stock constantly, they'll ping the retailer and say, we need to have a discussion. Every time the prices they don't match what they have discussed with the retailer, if the price is wrong, they can have discussions around that. So they essentially are monitoring everything the retailers are doing with their products. And this of course, increased the sales, but also increased customer satisfaction. So that's the first use case, was retail. The second use case I'm going to briefly mention, and by the way, this is our use cases we're still working, that's why I don't see any logos there, but we're trying to make it public available. The second one is a large telco in EMEA, and what they have is, they have a product similar to Netflix, right? Where you have movies, you have TV series, where the customers log in and they watch those. There's two problems they come to us and they say, we need your help to solve. One is, they don't know what the customers are watching in real time. They know after a couple of days, but they want to know exactly what TV series and what products they're watching in almost real time. And the second one is, they wanted to recommend something quick. So the process they had on-prem was, after you finish watching at night, they'll go and do a batch mode, and the next day they'll give you recommendations. So if you finish watching a movie, let's say a kids movie, they're still recommending things from 2 to 3 days ago. They didn't take into account that you just finished watching a movie. This is where Elastic came to the help, right? So it can speed up these things, and I'll explain it a little bit more how. So they have millions of customers. They want to get information in real time. They want to make recommendations almost in real time. So if you start on the left, every time you're watching a movie, a TV series, that's an event that goes to GCP. We're using Spark streaming to do two things. One is pushing that to Kibana, so the CEO and the CXO can understand who is watching what. And the second one, we push that to Vertex AI, which is our AI solution, and it has a feature store, so we can push that data directly to the feature store, where we'll train and make predictions and recommendations. And all the recommendations will be stored in BigQuery, and we move it back to Elasticsearch to serve those recommendations in real time via APIs. So essentially, they move from daily recommendations to almost instant recommendations. And now, every time you finish a movie, the system will recommend you a movie very similar to the one you watched, not the one you watched last week. And again, it's the time, and it's much easier to manage versus the on-prem system. So this is two real cases where you can see that Google is very well integrated with Elasticsearch. They're in production, so customers are using this at scale. And we're outside in the booth. If you want to talk more about these use cases or anything you want to implement around analytics, we're happy to discuss that. And feel free to reach out to your Elastic representative or Google Cloud representative. Okay, thank you very much.